My children, who are now 7 and 8 years old, get up, get dressed every morning, brush their teeth, wash their face, eat breakfast, and put on their clothes and start about their day. They are totally ready for school, homeschool, summer camp, whatever we're doing, totally on their own. And your children should be doing this. You already know the benefits. It is extremely stressful to be yelling at kids, telling them to get ready in the morning. It wastes your time. It starts their day off bad. And think about it. The people who you know right now as adults who are lazy, who don't want to get up, who you feel should be doing more, were they like that as children? Probably. So we really need to make sure that this learned skill of getting up, being productive, being self-sufficient is developed right now at an early age. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the routines and the mindsets that I've put in place with my children so that they're able to do that. First things first, let's hear from my children. In preparation for this video, I asked them, hey, why do you guys get up every morning, get dressed on your own? Here's what they said. Some kids, they don't get up and get ready in the mornings by themselves. What suggestions would you give them, or what helps you? Why do you guys get up every morning, get dressed on your own and start your day?
Maybe because something super exciting about to happen.
Okay.
And maybe someone wakes me up because we're going on a trip. And also sleep early.
How about you?
Probably because I want to make my own breakfast.
Okay.
Because my mommy's cooking, it takes so long. And because I want to play.
You want to play?
Yes. Oh, this all actually looks good upside down.
Okay, so question. Why don't you just get up and start eating? Why do you get up and get dressed first?
Well, because I don't want to be cold. Oh, yeah, I don't want to be cold. And also, if you sit, to me, if I sit on a chair without any pants or underwear on, it's so cold.
Your main thing is it's cold in the house. You gotta get dressed. Okay.
And also, because I like looking good.
You like looking good? Okay.
Pick out the clothes.
Yeah, so if you get up earlier, you get to pick out your own clothes?
Yeah.
So a few things stick out to me, and I'm going to go in order of what I think was important. Number one was establishing a mindset about being excited about the day, excited about life. A POA says something might happen. That just shows like, hey, there is joy in my life. I want to get started. Well, how can you put that joy in their life? Have something that they are excited to do every morning when they get up. Now, I know most kids get up, eat breakfast, get dressed, and go off to school. But how about waking up a little bit earlier and maybe even on weekdays, taking your child out with you for a walk, going some mornings to go get breakfast from somewhere. Even something as simple as joining you for the morning chores can be fun for children. Another thing I noticed that my children love to do is read in the mornings. And yes, I have established that habit since they've been 1 and 2 years old. But also at night, I read to them bedtime stories. So we might read chapter 5 at night and it stops on a cliffhanger. They want to know what happens in chapter 6. So I will leave the book out and I'll say, hey, if you want, when you get up in the morning, you can go ahead and continue on to the next chapter. So as soon as their eyes open, they're thinking, oh, next chapter, I want to go read it. Some kids are motivated by watching TV or getting electronic access. And if that's something that motivates your child or you think could be a motivator for your child, there is no shame in using the iPad or the tablet in motivating your child to wake up. We just want to keep it as a productive time. When I am using a tablet in our morning routine or any routine, it always has a time limit and there's always specific educational games that my children are allowed to play. And one of the programs that they love to use and I love to put them on is the sponsor of today's video, Night Zookeeper. Night Zookeeper is a full writing language arts curriculum where children are able to watch cartoons that are actually lessons. So they think they're just watching cartoons, they're actually learning. And then they take what they learned in those little mini cartoons and apply them to doing writing, games, grammar stuff, writing essays, etc. So Night Zookeeper is something that is fun for my kids, but I also know that they're learning, so it doesn't give me any anxiety about them being on their tablet when they first wake up in the morning. Expert tutor feedback is also provided on all work, meaning someone else is doing the grading for parents. It is a paid program, but it's a real language arts curriculum, so you can expect to have to pay for it. Multiple children can use the program under one subscription, and if you use my code, you'll get the first 7 days free as a trial, and if you choose to move forward, you'll get 50% off of the yearly subscription. So if you're looking for something that you can set up like tomorrow morning, try out Night Zookeeper. You'll see it keeps your children engaged, quiet, and it will give them something to get up and do in the morning. So that's how we get them motivated. Now, even if kids are motivated, we still have to have the systems in place that makes getting up, getting dressed, getting ready easy for them. So that means having clean clothes ready and available, that you approve of. I used to go back and forth with my children because they would get dressed on their own, but they would wear clothes that are totally inappropriate for the weather, until I decided, wait a minute, why do I have shorts in their closet when I don't want them to wear shorts? If it gets hot, hey, I'll keep the shorts in my closet. So now I only have the clothes that I approve of them wearing, and I don't make them guess too hard. I put the clothes together that I want them to wear together. I take out the fancier dresses because my girls like to wear fancy clothes, and they will put on fancy dresses to go play on the playground. So in order to avoid all of that, just take the clothes out that you don't want them to wear. They're not yet old enough, obviously, to make that decision. So take those clothes out. And then I also practically lay their clothes out for them. Well, this is what I did in the past. At this point, they kind of know what to do, but as they were growing up, I practically laid out their clothes for them. Even today, I will put a dress on a hanger, put the leggings with it, and put whatever bow right there on the hanger, so they know that's what they're supposed to wear. That's what I approve of them wearing. Now, there are outfits that they like and that they dislike. And one of the things you heard my younger daughter say is, I get dressed because otherwise mommy will choose my clothes. And they don't want me to choose their clothes at all. They have their favorites that they want to wear, and they know that if they get up and get dressed on their own, I really don't say anything about it, because I'm like, look, you're dressed, you look neat, fine, whatever, you want to wear that outfit for the 10th time this week, okay, fine. I want them to get out and get ready. My job is not to be the fashion police. I do not care what you're wearing as long as you're clean. If they think that this polka dot pink shirt and this yellow striped bottom go well together, then that's what they think and that's what they can wear. Now, again, if I don't want them to wear that, then I just won't have those two options in the closet like that. So once we set up this system for them to be successful, they will be successful. And then you're going to be sure to let them know that they're successful, to let them know that you're proud of them, to let them know that they look good, that they've got their face all shiny and ready, their shoes are on, their backpack is on, everything like that. You're going to make sure that you praise them. Other ways to support a productive morning routine for kids is to have everything else laid out for them. So if you want them to brush their teeth and wash their face, have their toothbrush, toothpaste, and face cloth right there on the counter so that they can just do it. They walk into the bathroom, they use the bathroom in the morning, they see the stuff there, and then, oh, look, I just go to my closet, my clothes are right here, my underwear is right here. Why would I not just put on my clothes? So making it like exceedingly clear, exceedingly obvious for what they should be doing is your first step. Now, that might even mean taking their clothes out for them and hanging their clothes up on the door in the bathroom or putting their clothes out on the bed. That's fine. That's the starting point. And then slowly over time, you'll move their clothes back to their closet, and they'll be used to getting up, getting ready, going to the closet to get their stuff. Oh, food. I don't know if your children are motivated by food. Some are, some aren't, but I would encourage you to start allowing your children to cook their own breakfast. My youngest daughter has been making her own breakfast since she's been 4 or 5 years old because she would wake up and be hungry and I wasn't ready. So I had to teach her how to eat properly because she was going to get up and she was going to eat something. Most likely it was going to be something not healthy. So I had to teach her how to prepare healthy breakfasts. So your children can do this too. I find that if I have at least one shelf in my refrigerator and in my cupboard that contains things that children can eat for breakfast, they will use those things. I will say in the mornings, you can make yourself a yogurt parfait and oatmeal. So I'll have that stuff ready for them in the cabinet and in the refrigerator. And sometimes, and I think this is important in the beginning, I'll have food just laying right out there on the counter. So maybe a fruit bowl or packets of oatmeal right there for them to be able to measure out and make their own breakfast. There's nothing wrong with that. Children can make their own breakfast. They can get themselves ready for the day. They can be out and about at a decent time in the morning so that you don't have to do all that. It really frees me up to have independent children. I don't know how you guys are doing it right now. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe that's another part of it too, is maybe your children are a little bit, you're not going to like this word, spoiled. Because for my children, if you don't get up and get ready for the day and feed yourself, I don't know who you think is going to do that, because it's not going to be me. So if you don't eat your breakfast, you're not going to eat. If you don't fix yourself lunch in my home, you might not eat. You're going to eat at some point. I cook my kids food, but you're not going to eat when you want to. You're going to be hungry. And no, you're not going to be going in the cabinet getting all sorts of snacks, because breakfast time was breakfast time and lunchtime was lunchtime. And that's not something that's negotiable in our household. And if I'm ready to go and leave the house, I'm leaving the house. And if you're fumbling around trying to get your shoes, you're going to get left. And I think unfortunately our society kind of cripples kids, because if you leave your kids at home, oh my gosh, you go to jail and all this other stuff and child endangerment, that really cripples our kids. I'm letting my kids know. I taught them since they were 2 and 3. When I say let's go, I'm leaving. And I would walk right out of my house and leave. Now, I would still be there, but they wouldn't know that. And so, yeah, a couple times when they were younger, I left about my house. I had to take one child with me. Whoever was ready was going. The other one, I locked the door and walked right out so that they could learn, hey, this mommy isn't playing. When mommy says let's go, we have to go. It's not in a nasty way or a you're gonna learn your lesson type of way. It was more just this, it is what it is. When in life, when the train goes, the train goes. The train isn't coming back. Have you guys seen that viral video of the mom who's standing out on the dock and her children are on this big cruise ship and the boat's horn is blaring, leaving, and the mom and dad come running wait, we're here. The boat has left. The boat is not going to come back and get you. It's the same for deadlines. When they say the application deadline to apply for something in college is the deadline, that is the deadline. No, you're not going to have an extension. So what we're doing here is we're teaching our children that, hey, certain things got to be done when they've got to be done. We've got to get out in the morning and do what we need to do. This is a skill that you're going to use later in life. So don't feel bad. Don't let anyone guilt you into feeling bad for stopping this spoiled culture that we have going on, where we're coddling children and treating 8, 9, 10-year-old children like they're 2. They are not 2 years old. These kids are grown. They can do all this stuff. It's just that we're not allowing them to. So that's my helpful tip for today. I hope this helps you guys. So moving forward, when you see my videos of doing things really early, a lot of people ask questions around well, how are you doing this that early? You have to have children that are fairly responsible, and I know your children can get there. Looking forward to seeing how implementing some of these little things helps you. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Bye-bye.